Okay. Before I was so rudely interrupted. Joyful 325, Speedy Cruzu 005, Mackay Williams 2005. 2 ending in 005. Fascinating. So the silver and the bronze. What's going on, guys? I don't even remember what we were talking about. Self-care? I think that, yeah. Prayer, meditation. I don't know. You know, there's a lot of like really great material that can be found. Great manuscripts, books. Oh, geez, Louise, hold on a second. I got to show you this. This is just ridiculous. I mean, come on. Okay, it's got this screen's in the way, so it's giving it a strobe effect. But geez, Louise. Yeah, taking yourself out on a date, doing something for yourself, because you are worthy of that. You are worthy of treating yourself. In the immortal words of Retta on Parks and Rec, treat yourself. You know, don't go crazy, don't go overboard. But you don't have to live your life for other people. It's not what, you know. I think living a life of service is a beautiful thing, but you can't really do that effectively unless you have first understood what it means to serve yourself, to take care of yourself. And we won't do that ever if we don't think we're deserving of it. I think that's that's where the root problem is. We don't actually think that we're deserving of the lives that we live. And you might think that you do think, you know, like, well, that's not, I don't have that problem. Maybe you don't have that problem. I don't know. I had that problem. I think a lot of people do. And so you got to boil it all back down and say, well, are we or aren't we? And even taking spirituality out of it, genuinely. I mean, scientifically speaking, we're a fucking miracle, guys. This is insane that we live where we live and that we live at all. It's a miracle. So even if you want to take God out of the equation, well, the universe, the math of all of this matter and space and time and all of the things is a miracle. So I don't know. I take a little like pride in that and be like, you got included in that miracle. You are a part of this miracle. You are a part of the history that is mankind and is the world entirely. That's something to write home about, I think. Gentlemen.
Yo.
Oh, well, everybody's coming over now. Jeez Louise. And they're bringing provisions. Yeah! Well, I'm not saying you should take God out of it there. I wasn't suggesting that. I'm just saying some people don't subscribe to the concept of a God. And I have no issues having, you know, conversing all the way down all those rabbit holes. I think it's fascinating, and it's also good for us to challenge and be challenged in our thoughts. We're very scarily going into a world now where you're almost sometimes not even allowed to present a thought if it's counter to what is the prevailing popular opinion at the time. For if you do present, let's say, a counter opinion or thought, you're pretty much just surmised as, you know, you're bad. You'll be at the end of a lot of shame and a lot of bullying, to be perfectly honest. And I think we need to stop that immediately. Anyway. Oh, what, you quit smoking? Yes, good for you. Quit smoking. Oh yeah, come on. So it's one of the best things you can do for any smokers out there. It's one of the best things. Seriously, I get it. I totally understand. I was addicted to it for 20 years. And every once in a while, I'll look at somebody smoking and I go, oh yeah, I remember being a smoker. And then immediately I'm like, yeah, and my breath stank and my clothes stank and I was slowly suffocating myself to death. Like, ultimately, that's, you know. And no shame. This is not shaming anybody who's a smoker. I used to be shamed by other people in some ways, and it really broke my heart, you know. It's like, because if you actually care about somebody, if you care about them, if you're saying you want them to quit smoking because you care about them, but then you're using shame as a tactic to get them there, you're not really loving them through that tactic, really, you know. So, and I don't think that the ends justify those means. I don't think we need to do that. I think we can encourage everybody, not shame, but encourage everyone into healthier, happier, stronger lives. We can do it, guys. Isn't that how you'd respond? Isn't that how we'd all want someone to talk to us if we were struggling with something? With love, in love, through love, speaking truth in love. That's how we communicate to one another. That's how we make change in the world. It's actually positive and lasting. You can shame somebody into a change, and that might last for a second, and then, you know, that might not last after a while. And you shouldn't have done it anyway, because that's... You're using almost, you know, you're traumatizing some kind of lesson into them, as opposed to, again, encouraging them, valuing them into a life change. What else we got? Preach, preach. It's one of my favorite emojis. That guy. By the way, this guy's... Somebody was trying to tell me, or like people try to say that this is like high five. This has got to be prayer, this guy. This has got to be prayer hands. I'm not accepting this two people high fiving. I'm not accepting it. It is prayer hands. It is namaste right here. So I think we should all just agree on that. I'm not going to get Mendela'd on this. This is not going to be. I'm not going to receive that. I rebuke that in the name of Jesus. It's thank you to no. I don't know what that means. I mean, I think it's prayer hands too. Part 3 of Rosenbaum's podcast. Vera Wolf, solid question. I talked to Rosie about that not too long ago when we bumped into each other at a convention. Can't wait to get back and do number 3, where I get inside of Michael. He doesn't know what's coming. He just really doesn't. He actually does, but, you know. I mean, I kind of got inside of him a little bit in those first couple, because it was, you know, it was back and forth. There was banter. Tila Bean, what I do? I see you on your little mix master mic set up in New York, bro. Tyler Labine dropping all the tunes, yo. I got a gift on him. Send me some dance tunes, bro. Ty, you're just the best. So damn great. So talented, too. I love that I was, like, when the first time I met Tyler, we were testing for a pilot, weren't we? That's exactly right. We were both testing for a pilot that he got and that I did not get. But he was such a sweet dude and so funny. I remember we, you know, did some chemistry reads together. He was so funny. And I just loved watching your career, man. Loved watching you go and entertain and be so delightful. And you have such a lovely, huge heart. And anyway, Tyler Labine, everybody. Favorite type of sushi is salmon sashimi. Faux show. How do you say geez Louise? Well, geez Louise, I feel like is something that I learned in the 80s, probably, right? We were still saying a lot of geez Louise. Or like, remember like a lot of Christians would have alternates to blaspheme. Like instead of saying Jesus Christ, they'd say cheese and rice. Cheese and rice, guys. I do see the Chuck cast every once in a while.
I'm trying to get some daylight with this. Yeah, legit. Yeah.
Favorite pizza, pepperoni, and pineapple. Pfft, said this how many times I can't even tell. And guys, I don't care if you think pineapple doesn't belong on pizza. You're wrong. Moreover, if you do accept pineapple on pizza and you think it's limited to Canadian bacon, move on. Drop the ham. Grab the pep, as in pepperoni. Combine that with the pineapple. Guys, it's the best. It's just the best. I cannot recommend a better flavor in your mouth. I was born at 2:41 in the morning, I believe. Ooh, gonna birth chart me. No pineapple and green peppers? Is that no to pineapple pepperoni, but yes to pineapple and green peppers? Or no pineapple and no green peppers? That was very confusing. This is why grammar matters, guys. Grammar matters. Punctuation, things that were created for a reason so we can understand the messages that you type. Oh, me liking pineapple on pizza is my flaw, huh? Well, I'll take it. If that's my only flaw. I guess, if I had a favorite hockey team, I think it's the Kings. I'm a Southern California boy for most of my life, so I would probably be a Kings fan. Not probably, I am a Kings fan. But I don't know, I don't follow hockey nearly as much as other sports. I love it come around, playoffs and Stanley Cup time. But I think that's true of like almost all sports. There's so many games, it's so impossible to follow regular season, other than football, which I didn't watch at all. I've been off my normal, constant, not constant, but pretty constant sports trip. I just haven't had like TV in a couple years, which has been very interesting and quite freeing in a lot of ways. So I typically just watch, but I think my Hulu, I can watch some live stuff now. So everything's okay with my right hand? Yeah. There's something wrong with my right hand? Do you know something I don't know? Is something wrong with my right hand? Oh my God. Hello, New Zealand. I can't burp right now. I'd like to burp right now. I love burping. It feels so good. I like farting, too. I don't like it when it stinks. Obviously, I'm not trying to stink up anything, but, you got a little gas and stuff building up in there and just get it out. Oh, it's the best. Taking a shit feels fantastic. Just getting anything out. Just, exercising any demon. Sweating, all of it, it's just good, guys. It's good for you. Don't be obnoxious about it. I might be a little obnoxious about it sometimes. The burping. Because I can't, I don't know. I think there's something in my family. I actually do. My grandma used to burp all the time. I think there's something about my grandma. Like there's some genetic shit going on in this. Yes. Oh, Nerd HQ Knocking Point wines released this month. Yes. I have yet to post something on that because I'm kind of technologically illiterate and I couldn't figure out I'm only on mobile most of the time, and so I couldn't get the Instagram television, IGTV video that Knocking Point posted. But yes, Nerd HQ and Knocking Point are doing a second collaboration. We've got a new wine for you guys and some other cool Nerd HQ swag in there as well. So go to knockingpoint.com. I think that's their URL. Go, you'll figure it out. It's Stephen and Mel's Wine Company. Stephen and Drew. And the proceeds, by the way, so the proceeds for this round of Nerd HQ collaborative and commemorative bottles all goes to Active Minds, who I have started becoming an ambassador for, and is just an incredible organization doing incredible work around specifically the United States on college campuses, providing mental health awareness and resources and education and assistance, and just being a loving, safe place for people who are struggling with anxiety and stress and depression and fear and all of the things that we can struggle with. That's all mental health, mental and emotional health. They have people there, boots on the ground on over 500 college campuses, helping anyone who walks through those doors. So just great people. I'm actually going to speak at a school for the first time. I'm going to a high school, and I'm going to go talk to the kids about mental health. I'm super excited. It's actually tomorrow. So pray for me. I've never done that before. I hope I don't screw it up. I won't screw it up. It'll be great. I guess. I don't know. Maybe high schoolers hate me. maybe I should say I'm just did not track well in the 9th grade to 12th grade. They're too cool for it. They're like, whatever Shazam, whatever. Just heckling me in the bleachers. That would be so sad. But it would work. It would work very well for me to parlay right into talking about mental health, bullying, mental health problem. What time is it? No, we still got some time. I got to jump onto another live, by the way. So, Jr. Kirschner, one of my business partners in Flow, he and I are going to jump on and do a Flow live, Instagram live with y'all, just talking about the products, specifically. So if anybody wants to jump over there after I jump off of here, I think we might go live at 8:30 or something. So another 45 minutes or so. But anywho, what else? Do I like soccer? Football? I like football. I do. I do like soccer. It's interesting, in the States. It's just now starting to become, a cooler thing, like becoming a thing. I mean, obviously, our women's national team has been crushing it for so long, and has been the pride and joy of the American soccer world. Not that we have also not been supporting all of our guy teams as well. I mean, I'm super proud of what those guys have accomplished in the past years. But we've struggled in the area because soccer just wasn't really one of our main sports, and I think one of the reasons why is because it wasn't a job. You couldn't actually end up as a super talented athlete. You couldn't see it. There wasn't a future necessarily in being a professional soccer player because there were no leagues, there were no teams. You could go be a basketball player, football player, baseball player, hockey player. There was a future in that. So you had a path, but with soccer it didn't really exist. And now with MLS and it's actually becoming an entire other more fruitful world, which I think is super cool. I would love for there to be an MLS team in Austin. Anybody out there with like really deep pockets wants to help bring an MLS team to Austin. But also, by the way, it's a difficult thing. Any kind of like watching World Cup all day. I mean, you could watch two teams you don't even really know or have any affiliation with, but it's, you're watching countries. It's like the Olympics. It's why it's so great at the Olympics. It's country competing against country, and the pride of that, it's just so dope. Favorite subject in school, I would say, I don't know, history. U.S. history, followed by world history. I think it was something that I could actually well, first of all, I don't know. I just think it's fascinating to know what people, like, I love people so much. I love understanding people and loving people and it's, you can't love people thoroughly or as thoroughly as you might want if you don't first understand them and hopefully, use some empathy and quite literally not quite literally, but quite figuratively put yourself in their shoes. And that includes people of the past. We have so many judgments toward ourselves, and that's why we then end up judging, I think, everyone else, because we're starting, again, self-love. Like, the more you love yourself, the less you judge yourself, and then you start becoming less judgmental of other people. But there's so many judgments that we feel toward ourselves and to others, and including people of the past. We look at people in the past that, like, they're total idiots. Like, I can't believe they did that thing, or what dum-dums to have started that war, or, killed each other, whatever. It's like, y'all, use a little empathy in that. Like, they didn't know any better. We're the most informed humans that have ever existed on the planet in the history of humanity. We know more things, more data, more facts, more science than anyone, and we're still killing each other and beating each other up. Those guys were still working on a lot of, really deep, interesting mythology and tribal tactics, and then, civilizations that were, I mean, they were wrong. Yeah, they were wrong in a lot of ways, but they also built all of this shit. Like, we're here right now because they didn't completely fuck it all up all these years. They did a lot of horrible things in the past, but, I really do think that even a lot of those people thought they were doing the right thing. We can't just sit around judging everybody. We got to try to put ourselves in their position and go, well, what was that like? What was it like to be a tribal person in the world with no education and no information and no science and no wheel and figuring out fire? What must that be like? I mean, It's kind of a difficult exercise in empathy, but I think it's still a worthy one, and one that, and we can, and everything in between, right? Like, what was it like to be Neanderthal man, and what is it like to be my neighbor right now? Before we anger with them, before we start building walls with them and fear them, and then hate starts coming in, and all of that stuff. So anyway, U.S. history was my favorite subject. Oh, also because it was quantifiable. That and math, I liked both of them because they were hard answers. I actually hated English because to me it was completely subjective. It was, if the assignment was write a poem, well, I could write a poem, but based on the way I structured it, the teacher could still be like, well, I don't think you structured it, quite well enough, or the way it should have been. I'm like, what? That's art. That's a poem. It doesn't. There is no. I mean, theoretically, right? And my brain really works very, in ones and zeros like that. I'm like, I do not compute. Or write an essay. Write an essay about how you feel about X, and I could sum up how I felt about something without writing a full page. I could do it in a paragraph. I felt this way about that. I mean, a lot of you, I'm sure you remember this. You got to write a whole page essay about what you felt about something when you can finish it in a paragraph, and then you're stretching it out and write a bunch of bullshit. It drove me out of my mind. But math, 1 + 1 was always 2. Always. It wasn't, well, that's how I felt about it yesterday, but today, no. Nope. Boy, would you like to be my neighbor? B-O-I, boy. Well, thank you. I appreciate that you think I have a smooth voice for talking. All right, guys. I might hop off here, take a little breaky break, get some noms in me. I know, Griffin does. There's a strong resemblance with my nephew. There genuinely is. I have been to Galaxy's Edge at Disneyland. I got a lightsaber. By the way, how can anybody out there with lightsabers inform me how to recharge them? My lightsaber refuses to turn on, and I'm none too happy about it. And I took the whole thing apart, tried to find a USB charge port or something like that. No dice. What am I eating? Chicken and broccoli and rice. Boring nonsense, because I'm in a hypertrophy phase of my working out, and I'm trying to gain some mass, and it's a pain in the ass. I hate eating so much. Now, I don't hate eating so I hate eating so much, if that makes sense. I have not met my youngest nephew yet, and I can't wait to meet him so soon. Oh. Yes, I have heard of macros. Where do you put the batteries in the lightsaber? That's what I'm saying. Do you need batteries for it? Is there a cord to charge? Nobody at Lightsaber Mart, where I bought mine at Galaxy's Edge, nobody actually informed us that I remember of how to, when your juice runs low. I mean, do I need to get another crystal? Doesn't seem. I mean, it's just. What else we got? Come on, guys. Come on.
Here, I can take that.
Does Zachary Levi have a good life? I would say so, yeah. I felt pretty good about it. My favorite place in the world, honestly, right here. Right where I live. I'm not going to buy another lightsaber because my first lightsaber doesn't work anymore. We got to stop the disposable lives that we live, guys. We live just disposable. Everything we buy, it's cheap now. It's made to last us for like 5 minutes and then it breaks, but it's made cheaply enough where we go, well, instead of fixing it, I'm just going to get a new one. And then we create more waste, and they want us to do that because they're making more money. We need to support companies that make things that last and that we can mend and we can darn and we can fix, and not feel like we have to be caught up in this crazy rat race of like new fashion every 3 months of, oh, you don't have the newest, oh, you don't have that thing, oh, you're not, that's so weird, you didn't get the memo that everyone's wearing this now. No, I didn't get the fucking memo, and no, I don't fucking care about the memo. I want to wear things that are stylish and that are comfortable, and I don't want to feel railroaded into have to living in a world where somehow you're out of place if you don't have the care or means even to go and buy and keep up with all this nonsense. It's ridiculous, I think. Yo, yeah, I love Portland. I'm going to be in Portland this weekend. Hey, who's coming out to Rose City Comic-Con? I'm going to be there. Who's coming out to that? Oh, also, since I have your attention, in the link in my bio is in my bio is the link to my Covenant House fundraiser page. It's still open till the end of September. Guys, go check out Covenant House. They're an incredible organization. They go and are essentially just attacking youth homelessness head on in North and Central Americas. They're in like 33 different cities with facilities that help get kids off of the street, in homes, in healing, providing them medical, providing them education, job training, and job placement. They're just good people doing good things. And the lovely and talented Rachel Brosnahan organizes a squad from The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel every year. And because I got to work on the second season, I've been able to now go that year and now be re-invited as alumni, and we had a great time at the Sleep Out recently. And but also, so I've collaborated. Oh, the sun is like gonzo. I've collaborated with this incredible artist named Bear Walker at Bear Walker Original, I think is his tag. I could be screwing that up, but at Bear Walker, and he makes these really cool art pieces that are all skateboards that are also kind of really cool art pieces, and he asked if I wanted to collaborate and design a board for Covenant House, and I've signed all of those, and those are all going to be up for sale soon, and $50,000 of those proceeds from selling those 150 boards will go to Covenant House. But also there's one that we're going to I signed and Rachel signed and the rest of the cast of The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel has signed. And that one is going to go to one lucky winner, and that lucky winner will be drawn out of a hat or a cage, a basket, a bowl, whatever. We'll draw it out of thin air, and we're going to draw it out of a bowl. And of those names are all of the names of anyone who's donated $50 or more to either my or Rachel's fundraising pages for Covenant House, which are on both of our Instagrams. I think hers is still up on hers. But $50 or more, put your name in the kitty for us to be able to pull out, and you could win that board. And it's signed by me and Rachel and the rest, and Tony Shalhoub and Alex Borstein and the whole nine, everybody. Hopefully she even got Amy and Dan Palladino in on that too. But all right, I am running out of light, and I need to eat some food. So I'm going to give this like 2 more seconds, and then I'm going to boogie off of it. My favorite superhero is Shazam. Don't get it twisted. You sing so beautiful to me. Do I like my name? Yeah, I do like my name. I think it represents me. But, here's a crazy thing. Maybe I'll just end on this. Any other Zachs out there who their whole life, for some weird reason, when someone kind of is speaking too fast or thinking too fast and they say your name, they're trying to call your name, but instead of saying Zach, they say Josh? Because my entire life, that has happened to me And I know other Zachs that's also happened to. And I think I've even met some Joshes who have been called Zach. So I need to figure this out. I need to figure out what this whole space-time continuum crazy shit is. Like, am I really Josh inside? Are all Joshes and Zachs similarly sold? Do Josh and Zach seem that similar of name? They don't to me. I don't know. Zach or Zach. I go by ZAC because my whole life everybody asks, well, is it an H or a K? And I was like, you know what? Forget it. No fourth letter. Just ZAC. Leave it there. Big spoon or little spoon? What are you kidding me? I'm a 6'4" large man, obviously in the small spoon. Of course, I'm the big spoon. But only with Blue here, because he jumps up in my bed. Thank God he doesn't shed very much, which shocks me. I can't believe with his coat he doesn't shed that much, but. And he doesn't smell. Oh, wow, it's getting so dark. It's incredible how dark the screen is now. Okay. All right. Peanut butter on your pancakes? Sure, why not? Favorite Oreo? None of them, really. Okay. It's almost 8. It's almost 8. My time. It's a little earlier on the West Coast and in the middle of the night in Europe. I'm not red anymore. That's right. That's right. Favorite ride at Disneyland, Jungle Cruise. I've said it a million times, guys. It's 11 minutes of dad jokes on water. It's the best. A little bit different every time. Take my coffee black. Thank you. Hello, Philippines. Don't know the next movie yet, but I'll know soon, I hope. It's 3 a.m. over there in Greece. Was that Greece? I couldn't tell what flag just popped up right there. That's it. 8 o'clock. Guys, love you, bless you, love yourself, love yourself, love yourself, love yourself, love yourself. You're worthy of that love. And I'll see you over at the Flow Sups IG Live in about 30 minutes.